All right, now that we know how to hold our violin and hold our bow grip correctly, we're going to do both at once, and we're going to do some basic bowing. So get your stance set, feet evenly spaced apart, left foot a tiny bit forward, rest position. As you get more comfortable with this, you don't need to go through all the positions. You can just kind of eventually just go right into our spot. Okay? And you're not doing this until you're really comfortable holding the violin like this and then getting your bow grip. You got to be able to do this first. If you can do this, you're ready to move along. So you might just need to practice a couple times, stance, getting the violin set. You can hold your violin. Notice where my hand is. It's not here, it's here. Okay? And check out my elbow and just my form and my whole upper body, right? Get this comfortable and then be able to hold your bow grip and your violin together. And now we're gonna do some basic bowing. So we're gonna take our bow and put it on the A string. So our A string is right there, okay? We're gonna take our bow and we're gonna put it at the frog on the A string. Check this out. Now, here are your guidelines. Your bow is gonna have to be between the edge of the fingerboard and the bridge, right in the center. So boom, this is how we want the bow to be, just like that, okay? You're not allowed to go over here and you're not allowed to get too close to the bridge. Right dead center between the bridge and the fingerboard. Now, let's pretend there's a little line, an imaginary line, like a string that went through the bridge like this. Your bow needs to be straight or parallel with that line all the time. No go. We don't like that. We don't like this. We don't like that. And we don't like this. We like this. And wherever you're going to be in the bow, you can see it. It's not really magic. You have guidelines. You have parameters so you can see where it's supposed to go. So let's try this. This is going to be awkward at first, but you're going to eventually get it. Our violin is up. Notice my position and my form. We want good form all the time. Notice my bow grip. Okay? I like to practice in front of a mirror because you can see what you're doing. That's a great way to practice. You can look at yourself. Okay? So, bow on the A string at the frog, between the bridge and the fingerboard, straight with that line through the bridge. Check this out. So I'm gonna pull the bow on the A string from the frog all the way to the tip, nice and slow. Okay, so when we go from the frog to the tip, we call that down bow. That's down bow. When you go from the tip to the frog, it's up bow. Okay, now when you first bow, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna do this. I promise. All my students do this, okay? But that's not how we want to end. We really want to be like that. So part of this is learning how to use our right wrist. We need that right wrist to go out on the down bow and in on the up bow. This is going to take some time getting used to. It's going to be awkward, but we need this guy to be loosey-goosey. So my violin is up. My bow is on at the frog on the A string in the center between the bridge and the fingerboard. Relax here. Notice my form here. I'm going to go down bow. Push the wrist out. Stop. At the end of a down bow, this is what you want to look like. So I would do a bunch of down bows in a row. Stop. Right? Do it again. Put your bow on the string, and it's not a race. Like, go step by step. Bow on the A string at the frog. And just learn to do that. Then I would do the opposite. Just do some up bows. Look at my wrist. And a couple things to keep in mind, guys. When you bow, you might do this. Okay, we don't want that. Your shoulder, your right shoulder with your bow should just be hanging out. Imagine like a string came down and you put this arm through it and the string was underneath your wrist and it just was hanging there. And the same thing under your armpit. You put your hand through, arm through, and it just hung like this. And then everything would sink to the ground. Check this out. My wrist is bent. I'm gonna go down bow. This is what you look like at the end of a down bow. Watch the form several times to get it clear in your mind. If you end up like this, just correct it. Push it out. If you do this, stop, pause. How's my bow? Is it straight? No. Fix it. Is my bow straight? No. Fix it.